Hey, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think right now. More efficient, more, um, not dedicated, but disciplined.
Okay.
And, I think if I could be more disciplined, which is you know, a self issue, not anybody else can help me with that. I think I can take this from being good to being great just by being more disciplined. And that starts with getting my butt up and getting the pictures done, getting the listings done, because everything else is easy.
Yeah.
The stuff is out there. All I've got to do is go out there and find it, which I have been doing. But now it's the actual work that I need to be more disciplined with.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Your repetition of just keep doing it over and over is going to create that habit. It takes a while to form that habit so it becomes like second nature. And we're all at different parts of our business. So, you're just going to need to find like the schedule that fits your lifestyle so you can continue to hit those goals every day. But yeah, you said it, like it all starts with discipline, and you really goes back to the root of like why we're even doing this thing to begin with. Like how strong is your why? How strong is the reason to your motivation, right? Your motive to the motivation. So like for me, it was being able to work from home and being able to take care of my family and not have to go work for someone else. Those were my whys. Everyone else has their different reasons, but I know for me, it was like, I need to get this work done. It's a non-negotiable. This is how my business is going to grow. And now it's up to me to do it. No one else is going to come in and do the work for me. I need to put in the work so I can learn and master this. So then eventually I can like hire those processes out. Right. Like you started 2023, you were in the group for, probably 6-8 months, but once you joined the group, you really started to get some traction under your business, some clarity. And then I thought you finished those last few months really strong, compared to the first start of the year, right? Now it's just about putting momentum into that. Now no backtracking, just it might be one step or two steps forward, one step back, but just no going back to how you were at the beginning of last year. Just keep making the headway towards where you want your goals in the future. Well, let's just put it out there. What's one, like, other than discipline, what are maybe some financial or monetary or some numbers goals? Like, what do you want? How big do you want to see your store? And like, how do you want it to look maybe?
Well, me and my son, we just started doing his hat, like we
Mm,
discussed a little bit ago.
yeah.
And so he's got, I think, 3 or 4 hats listed. His first 4 listings.
Okay.
Um, but we were talking about it, and I want to be at a point where I'm selling 15 items a day
Mm-hmm.
minimum
Mm-hmm.
with a $20 profit in my pocket, because that is, if I'm doing that every day, that's 9 grand a month in my pocket, which turns into $108,000 a year. I know we've gone in the past and talked about the numbers in the group, but actually talking to him about it and seeing his reaction to making $108,000 a year, working from home, working your own schedule, no college education needed, he was surprised that that's possible.
Yeah.
And I said, well, think about it. If I go out and I go to the bins and my buy cost is $1.86 per item.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, okay. I said, I can go out there and I can go every day and I know I can find 20 to 25 items every single day that will sell for $25. All I need to do if I pick up an item for $1.86, sell it for 25, and I'm doing that 15 times a day, I'm making $108,000 in my pocket because I'm just stacking up $20 bills.
Yeah,
He was
and
surprised at that.
it's really all about finding how you're going to source all those items. Do you think that that could be doable, like finding that many items?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next to last trip, the last trip I went on, my wife went with me, and that was an experience for her.
Uh-huh.
And we ended up finding a couple of pairs of. I found a pair of Merrill boots, the Merrill Moabs, and then I found a couple of pair of 20X jeans. But total all in, we only spent $11 while we were out there because she was ready to go after about 45 minutes. So I learned I can't take the wife to the bins.
Okay.
Go to the retail stores, I just can't take her to the bins.
Okay. That's fine.
William, quick question.
Yep.
Do you go to the same Goodwill bins every single time in your area, or do you go to different ones?
I go to the same bins every time.
You go to the same exact one, and you find, well, obviously you're not at that level yet, but you believe that you could find that amount of $20 profitable items on a regular basis.
Oh yeah.
Like your Goodwill bins is that good. That's what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And where did you say you were again? In the Middle East or something?
I'm out by between San Antonio and Austin, Texas.
Okay. Texas. Okay. Thanks.
Yep. But she'll go to the retail stores with me, but the bins weren't her thing.
Yeah.
So if I would have stayed longer, I probably could have found a bunch more stuff. But we hit up other Goodwills on the way back home, and like I found a pair of North Face High Vent Freedom snow ski pants.
Mm-hmm.
Those go for $80.
Yeah.
I paid $10 for them. No, I'm sorry, I paid $13.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that because I know it's gonna meet my profit. It's gonna meet my metrics.
Yeah.
And it's gonna meet it quick. So, as far as goals for this year, just keep sourcing the same stuff I have been, stack up $20 bills, as many of them as I can, and live that Doug life.
Yeah, that's right. We all want to be like Doug. And then so we'll get to the next person, but what about let's see, you just hit 200 items in your store. Where would you ideally like to be by the end of the year this year?
I don't want a huge store. I don't want 10,000 items. Nothing against anybody that wants that.
Mm-hmm.
I want 500 to 1,000 items that puts a minimum $20 in my pocket every time I sell it. All right, I sell some. I hear that cha-ching. I know that's $20 in my pocket.
Yeah.
So, 500 to 1,000 items selling every day. If I can be listing 15 to 20 and I'm selling 15 to 20, I'll be extremely happy with that because that means I've only got one shelf full.
Yeah, if you put a lot of that time up front into sourcing and make that your main priority, you will have a much smaller store, because you're able to go out and source so many more better quality items. I'm only going out maybe once a week, sometimes twice a week. But if you can go out and that's the thing, like you're going to have a small store and you want to sell that many items. So that means you'll have to go out every other day looking for those items to replace the items that you just sold. Right.
Right.
So yeah.
I was gonna say that on the trip back from when we were up at the bins with the wife, we hit up a bunch of Goodwills on the way back. I bought those North Face pants. I ended up finding a Rowback.
Mm-hmm.
I found a Rowback shirt, found a Robert Graham, and these were like $7. But I know what I can get on. So I'm trying, I can sell that Robert Graham for 35 to 40. The Rowback quarter zip sweater I already sold. I paid $7.50 for it. Somebody offered me 50. I took it. I know I could have held out, but how long would I have had to hold out for to get that extra $10 to $20? I mean, I know it's Rowback. I could have got it, but I'm getting that deposited into my account on tomorrow morning. So now that gives me more money to go out and turn that $35 profit, $40 profit into who knows what.
Exactly. Yeah, I love that. That's great. Well, yeah, just, going back to like, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, you're going to have the ups and downs, but just make sure you don't go back to where you were at the beginning of last year. Just keep making progress. It's a slow grind. It's a slow way to build your business, but you're building it the way you want to build it. At your pace, right? And that's what we tell a lot of people is like, we want to go at the same pace that we can manage. We don't want to get it to where it's unmanageable. We don't want to get to a point where our store is so inflated with junk that it's like, yay, you know? So
that's why right now I'm going through and I'm sorting through a lot of the stuff that I already have.
Yeah.
So it's been in my death file.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't meet my metrics, I'm getting rid of it because
Yep.
I don't want it in my store.
For sure. Yeah, that's good. Jared, you got a question?
Yeah, I got an order for, they ordered 3 shirts from me,
Okay.
but they want to cancel one of them out of that order, and I don't know how to do it.
Okay, so you have a bundle order or a multiple
Yes.
quantity order on eBay.
Yes,
Okay, so they want one of them canceled.
yes.
Okay, so you'll have to send an invoice. Have they paid already?
Yes.
Okay, so then you would just refund one of the items when you
Okay.
open
But I
it.
can't take it off the list.
No, you'll have to refund it in. You'll have to go into the transaction and then send refund, and then it will show you like the 3 items that are in that order, what to refund from.
Okay, how do I do that?
So basically go into the order, the transaction, since they already paid. So just open order details
Hold on.
or the order page,
I'm on the order page.
and then send refund.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and then you should just
Sounds good.
be able to issue whatever that amount was.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yep.
I didn't know how to do that. I've never had that.
Yeah, no, it does happen rarely though. What was it? Was it a?
I've got these silk purple shirts that I had on auction because I've had them for so long. And they ordered 3 XLs and an XL, and they don't want the XLs.
Okay. Well, better than them returning it down the road. So that's good. Right on.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. We'll circle back to you. William, those are some good goals. Now we'll be talking to David. David, I haven't spoken to you in a while, but you ended the year strong. I think you posted your numbers in the group and they looked great. So how can we improve upon that? What would you say would be like one of your main goals for this year?
Well, one of my main goals in reselling is to hit the $3,000 a month mark. So
Okay.
that's one of the things I'm striving for. But in general, in reselling, is to get to that $3,000 mark. I don't know if it's going to be all clothing. I'm starting to venture out into different areas of reselling in different categories. Let's put it that way. So I just want to try to make more profit, work a little bit less, but not so hard, make more money at each item. So I do think it's attainable, the $3,000 a month. It's just going to be spending a little bit more money to find what I'm trying to find. So
okay, yeah, 3,000 a month net or gross?
Well, I mean, I guess just altogether, just gross, you know.
Okay.
So
about a 30K 90-day total.
Yeah, something like that. Around that number.
Well, that would be 10.
I think this is my 5th year doing this. So
okay.
last 2 years I was doing clothing. The first 3 years I was all over the place. So now, I niched down in clothing 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But now I want to niche down into another category with the clothing, not giving up on clothing, but I just want to do something a little bit different. That's my mindset for this year.
Yeah. Would it be the same store or different?
Yeah, same store. I'm gonna run it all the same. I'm not trying to start a new store.
Cool. Yeah.
Just for that. I don't think that's something I need to do. I'm already top rated plus.
Yeah.
So why start over again?
For sure. And what was it you wanted to introduce into your store, or just still stick with clothing, or?
No, clothing and something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. How do you think?
Okay. One question, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what are two questions. What are the requirements for top rated plus? And is it only to do same day or 1 day shipping? Is there another requirement to become a top rated plus seller? And second question is, what are the benefits of top rated plus?
Yeah, top rated plus is like you just said, it's 1 business day or same day shipping. That's going to help you get there, and then offering some sort of free returns. And then keeping like your defects as low as possible. So how you get the top, because you could get top rated, right? Or you can get top rated plus. Top rated plus comes with a little bit more of a benefit because you're getting a discount on your final value fees. So that does add up. And it's not much of a discount, but it's like 10% on the final value fees. So
how much are what is that? $1 or less than $1 usually?
Nah, I mean it adds up if you're doing 100,000 in sales, that's for sure. But yeah, it depends. It's like 10% off of the actual final value fee. I don't think it's 10% off of the entire transaction. So it's not like a ton. But we all say like it's really easy to be top rated. It's really easy to be top rated plus. But it's better to at least try to get there and get your account there. So, it's like being verified on eBay, right? You want to be a verified, trustworthy seller. And the more that you can prove to eBay and to the buyers out there that you are a quality seller, it's like, why not try to go for that? And the requirements are very easy. Just ship your stuff out on time. Make sure you're shipping out the right items. Keep your INADs low. Offer same day shipping or 1 business day shipping. And then offer some type of returns. You'll be good. But yeah, it's not. People almost like stumble accidentally into being a top rated seller. So top rated plus also there's another benefit, and I don't know if they've changed this recently, but they show that you're a top rated plus seller when people are scrolling your items. It should say that little like icon, like this person's a top rated plus seller.
Yeah, there's a star.
But it doesn't. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. It doesn't show just the top rated, because I'm top rated. I'm not top rated plus. Does it show that for top rated?
Yeah, that only for top rated plus. For top rated, they have to actually go into your feedback and they have to check it that way, which is kind of funny because not really a lot of people do that. So
it's like a little credibility.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with each listing. Yeah, so yeah, it's worth it. But like I said, it's not like a huge barrier to entry. So yeah, David, I know you work full time, but like what would you like to see? Maybe would you want to increase more listings, or are you trying to just quality, right?
Yeah, I just want to get quality. So I was thinking about maybe doing, I don't know, I'm gambling between 3 to 4 items a day. I'm not sure if 3 is going to be the sweet spot for me. I got a lot of inventory still from that bulk buy, and I still went out, not as much as I did this month, December. I went out, but I didn't go out like as crazy as I always do. So I got enough stuff in my garage to keep me going probably throughout whole January. But I'm still gonna go. You know, I like to go. I like to find. That's the thrill of going to the thrift store and stuff like that. It's like you find that bolo on the rack, and it's like, man, I can make this much amount of money off of it, or whatever. And you find things that people overlook, and it's fun. You know, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna buy. I'm really gonna stick to when I was under 200 items in my store, I really stuck to that 100% sell-through rate.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so good. My store was so good, but I'm just going to go back to that. I mean, if it's 80, I might do it, but if it's 100 or higher, I'm going to take it.
Yeah. So, 100%. Yeah. So you're ending last year out at how many items in your store?
I'm under 500 items.
Okay.
And last year, I guess we're now last year. Yeah, I'm under 500 items, and I don't think I'm going to get over the 500 items, but I did break $21,000. So
nice. All right.
And that was the first time I ever got to that point. I think I did look the year prior. I think it was 15 grand. So
okay.
I made 6,000 more this year than I did last year.
Okay.
But it's a slow process. So it's you know, and I don't want to have like 10 to 8,000 items of inventory on hand. I mean, my goal is to do something different. It's to source something different and sell something higher for a higher price. But I'm still going to do the clothing just in case that doesn't plan out to be as I want it to be, and I can still fall back to the clothing. We'll just see what happens.
Yeah. What's a category that's piqued your interest?
iPhones.
Yeah. Electronics, people do great. I mean, they're everywhere, right? You can get them relatively cheap in bulk. And people,
I'm running ads for them. I'm venturing out to that because I already bought 2. I sold 1. It's just a learning process. I don't know all the details of everything yet, but I know how to do it. I've done it before, and I've always wanted to get back into it. So that's where I'm trying to make that pivot now to get to that, because I can work less and make more, and that's exactly what I want to do. But I don't want to. It's a riskier thing to do. You don't know who you're meeting. You don't know where but you meet in a good place where I already know all that stuff. I've already done it. But it's just a little bit more riskier. It costs you a little bit more upfront because you're paying for ads.
Yeah.
It's trial and error. This doesn't work. That doesn't work. You need to tweak this, tweak that. And I don't know everything about the ads, so they change a lot. The platform changes all the time, so you got to stay up to date with that. And I'm not up to date with it, so I'm just starting from scratch again.
Yeah. I mean, I know that people who get into electronics do really well. I mean, it is a whole different thing than clothing, though, like the testing, making sure it's shipped well, packaged well. But yeah, it's going to be something that's a learning curve. Like you only know so much. You don't like what type of errors come up and, what's wrong with this item. If you buy broken ones, can you fix them up or sell them broken? So yeah, I think it's going to be good as far as like maybe you want to start branching out from clothing and into that. You've already learned the reselling process. Should be easier to list than clothing. But yeah, that's good. So basically you're not looking to scale up crazily. You're just now looking to just get more quality, really build this up, not have 10,000 items on hand.
Right. Yeah. And I don't think I'm gonna still do the clothing. Like I said, I like doing it. It's the thrill. So I'm just not gonna go as crazy as I was. But I mean, I'm still gonna go. I'm still gonna find stuff. I'm still gonna list.
Yeah, that's good. So. That's good. And then as far as like, so you did 21,000. What would you be happy with, like gross, at the end of this year?
50.
Okay. Yeah. Where were you at this time last year? Were you doing daily listings and stuff? Because you joined the group, I think, in late spring.
Yeah, I was doing the daily listings, but I was just like whatever I could find. So I wasn't really I didn't really have a goal set in mind. I didn't really have like a number. So it was like if I found 7 items, I listed 1 that whole week. 1 each day. So it's just that's how it went.
For sure.
But, that last year I really settled down with like 5, and then I went to 4, and then I moved. And I was doing about 2 or 3 a day. and then I got back to 5. So, and then this whole month, December, I kind of did like 5 the whole December until like the last 2 weeks. I just kind of did like 3 a day, and I got so much inventory. So it's just like I'm making listings and everything. I just got them in my drafts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you learn so much in a year, you really do. Like, your goals could be completely different by the end of this year, but it's just
right.
the most important part is that you're just making progress, you're changing, you're innovating on the goals that you have now. Better than not having any goal, which is surprising. A lot of people don't. This is why we talk a lot about goals. Marcus has a weekly goals call, and it's just like we gotta keep our goals in front of us so we can attain them, not just be like, yeah, here's my goal, and then I put it under a paper under my desk and never look at it again. So goals are important. We gotta have them. Otherwise, what are we working towards?
Yeah, I got actual. I don't know if anyone in the group does. Or even heard of this, but I got a vision board, and I got it online. I made a Google site, and I took pictures of stuff that I want in the future.
Yeah,
and I put it on there, and every morning I look at it. Whenever throughout the day, I can just get on my phone and just go right there and look at it and save my affirmations are all on there and everything like that. It's really simple to make, but it's really powerful. So,
how did you make it? You made it on
Google Sites. It's just
cool.
It's a free. Yeah, it's a free site.
No, it's huge. I mean, this is why multi-billionaire have vision boards. They have their visions usually plain sight. Like, I have a wall in front of me here, and there's papers that hold me accountable of why I'm doing what I'm doing every day. If someone were to walk into your office and they go, wow, you're crazy, what is all this? It's because it holds you accountable. It's something to look at, and keeps that reminder constant to keep working towards it. It's crazy. Like, you can go up and walk up to someone and say, hey, let me see your list of goals, and oftentimes people will say, I don't have any. And they go, you don't have any goals? It's just, I never want to be, was that type of person where it's like, yeah, you ain't getting goals from me. Now I don't want to be that type of person, just because I have more of my why captured, my purpose, but yeah, that's great. I mean, you've learned a lot. Yeah, your numbers looked great. You were up pretty good with your numbers last year, right? Your ASP and
I mean, the average sales price was not the greatest, $24.65.
Yeah.
I mean, the year prior to that, I don't remember what it was. I think it was. Well, I'd say it was. I'm down 8% from this time period last time. So I guess I made 8% less. I made more last year per item. So whatever.
Okay, yeah, clothing.
I sold 852 items this year.
Nice. That's good. Well, let's if we're to double it, then we'll see. But yeah, just keep focusing on learning and keep growing. You could run essentially a store where it's maybe half clothing and half electronics.
Right.
So, no, very good. Michelle, I wanted to talk to you. Welcome. Happy New Year. You guys have made some pretty good progress towards the end of last year. What is a good achievable goal for you guys this year?
Well, I've had the opportunity to take notes while everyone's been talking.
Very good. Nice.
But I think the best way for me to do it is just to use numbers. So I need to, let's see. So number one, I just want to double our sales, which Greg just told me that you'll have to have. In order to have like 70,000 net, we'll have to have 112 in sales, and we're at 65, call it. So I have not been consistent. So I was in the beginning, but then I fell off. So I'd actually like to try to be consistent. No, I'm not going to say that. I am going to be consistent right now because I'm using the VA, and of course, he keeps me accountable because I know I have to send listings and I don't want to look dumb without him. So it's surprising what we can do when someone's waiting for you.
Yeah. He'll even remind you. Is the new batch ready?
Yes, I've been asked that once.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
actually twice. The
yeah.
first day and the third day.
Yep.
But
That's good.
and
So
then
okay.
I want my batches to be higher.
Mhm.
I'm trying to do 35 photos a day, Monday through Thursday, or if I can improve that.
Okay.
Because I'm packing and weighing and everything, and that's something I've never done that. So I don't have clothes all over the place that need to be packed and losing their little bag and all that. So everything's happening right there when I photo it. I put it away. It goes in the box. It's in the book. It's
Yeah.
done.
Okay.
And it's all tucked away. I get my photos. I send them off to him, and so I just want to get to more. And Zach his goal is 25
Okay.
posting. He goes, I want you to post 25 hats a day.
Oh wow. Okay.
That means we've got to do 40.
Okay. All right. So it'd be then 15 pieces of clothing, right?
No.
No. Wait, yeah, that leaves me
35 and 40.
20 a day of clothes so that I can have mine for the weekend.
Okay.
So it's 35 plus 40.
Okay. All right. And you have Zach helping you out.
Say again?
And you have Zach helping you out, like he's doing the hats.
Zach's doing all the hats.
Okay.
I took him off clothes.
That's awesome. All right.
And also, I need to employ the right people is what I wrote. So I have his girlfriend here who she's best cleaning electronics, and testing them. And that's what she is. So I don't employ her. She's here because of him. But anyway, and then I do this for independence and a solid source of income to reward the hard work that we've done. And my goal is also to be at the 5 a.m. call with Marcus. I just want to listen more. And that's when I'm going to do my photo listings.
Awesome. Yeah. I
Instead
know.
of sitting on the patio and drinking coffee with a cat, I'm going to come in and get some work done.
Yeah. Because it's 5 a.m. for us. We're on the West Coast.
5 a.m.
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
West Coast time.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's not the time of the meeting.
Yeah, that'll get you going for sure. Even if you just listened, put it on listen while you get going with whatever you start your day with. Very good. I want to know how the lister is going to help you guys free up some of your time. Are you going to want to now scale up your business, like do more listings now that you're not focused on actually doing the listing?
Yes, actually, the work of the lister is remarkably incredible. I am just so impressed. And
Nice.
I've made some changes that Marcus gave me about the last photo and what to put on it, and that's been helpful. I'm not guessing at shipping costs anymore.
Yeah.
And they're picking the right shipping because I have all my policies there. And it's just, they're pretty good. They're great. And it's nice to have someone I can rely on that does what I've asked. Also, we are on Posh. I have about 40 items over there. I've been moving all my women's stuff over there this weekend.
Perfect. That's going to be another stream of income right there for you. Whether you do the cross listing or he helps you, it's going to be nice once it's done.
He just hasn't started.
Cool.
I don't know why.
Okay.
Whatever.
Right on. Yeah. Yeah. New year.
I keep catching him when I send stuff, it's 2 a.m.
He works, I think, at the graveyard shift. I think he works because I send him at 9, 10 a.m. here, and I think it's 9 or 10 p.m. there. So he starts his work at all through the night, which I couldn't do that, but that's what he does. So
I don't know. I can't tell. So I'm just trying to.
Yep.
Whatever it is, I just want to be consistent so he can rely on it, and so can I.
Yep. That's very good. Keenan, you had a question?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Here, let me turn my camera on. What's up?
What's up?
Michelle, quick question. I was listening to what you were talking about. You have a lister. So 2 questions actually. Number 1, where did you find this lister? And number 2, how much do you guys pay him? How do you guys pay him? Do you guys pay him like $1, $2 per listing? Is it an hourly rate? How does that work?
So the lister is a VA recommended through this group.
Oh,
somebody
that's a
I
thing?
somebody I met in Discord here with Bo, and
Okay.
then and the other lister is my son. And well, I pay his rent.
That'll do it.
Okay, so I pay my son some rent, but half his rent, his portion, whatever it is. Anyway, the other lister is, I think the rates are negotiable, but
Mhm.
I think it depends on volume
It
too.
depends on how many you're doing. Yeah, if you send him like 30 listings a day, you can get a better deal. But if you just want him to do a couple a day, it's like he'll probably charge you a little more.
Well, mine are at 80 cents, and the cross postings are at 30, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I said I'm fine.
Well, compared to the other options out there, you're going to be paying $1.50 for most other services or more.
Yeah, I really like his communication and everything. I'm really happy.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Bo, you said 80 cents per listing on average?
Yeah. Yep.
80 cents. So right now I'm listing 10 listings on average a day. That would be $8.
Yeah, and you don't have to do listings again.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's you got to figure. Yeah, what's that?
I said it's good to know. When I scale up a little bit, definitely something I'll consider. Definitely something I'd probably do actually.
Yeah.
It's just like oh, sorry, good joke.
Oh no,
I interrupt you guys, but Keenan, we have like 8,000 hats. We have a lot of inventory, and that's why we're trying to get out from under a very bad, not very bad, but an average purchase that, some of the items are junk and they go to donation, and other items are, they're winners now that they weren't before. So I've noticed that too.
And Michelle, do you get all of these hats from thrift stores, Goodwill bins, whatever? Or do you have a connection? Like, how do you have this many hats? Do you have some kind of connection or something?
I did a buyout with somebody, and I don't recommend that, okay?
Why is that?
You just gotta go through every box.
And then if you don't, there's a lot of potential bad stuff that you could get.
You will get.
You will get.
I promise.
Yeah.
I promise you won't like everything you get.
So then my question is, Bo, I mean, this is a bit of a loaded question, but then how do people like Tech and Sports, Daily Refinement, they have certain liquidators or whatever where they buy massive buyouts from and they still make significant profit? Is it just because of their specific connection, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing it they've both been doing it combined over 20 years. So you just build connections with the right, distributors, the right, like with Chris, he's doing more like liquidation returns, and then Tech and Sports, he's found connections over people where we would never be able to find, right? So once you dial that in, you can come back for more because you know what you've gotten in the past. For a lot of us, when we make a bulk buy, it's usually that first time we're ever doing business with that person. So sometimes the first bulk buy is not the best. And not to say that they've never made bad bulk purchases as well, is they're just not going to advertise it on their YouTube channel. It's not going to be like, with any bulk purchase, with anything, you're going to have the cost of, some items being thrown away, right? I mean, for me, I probably threw away 50% of all the wholesale I bought this year from bulk bales. So I buy a bulk. Yeah, because I mean, even if it was 15, 20 cents per item and I threw half away, it's still only 40 to 60 cents an item, So, but also keep in mind, you're going to have to spend a lot more time going through it all. That's all time, like sorting and looking stuff up. Is it worth throwing out and all that? So you have to think at the end of the day, is it better to just spend my time on actually just going out sourcing quality items versus buying a big bulk amount in, sorting through it? Everyone has their own way about it. I tried both. And for me, preferably now, I like to just go out and find each individual item. But bulk purchases can change the trajectory of your business in a good or a bad way. So it's like that home run swing. You know, when you buy a bulk buy, you're taking the home run shot to be like, I'm getting everything for 10 cents. There's going to be some bangers in here. This is going to change the trajectory of my business. So that's a good thing. But at the same time, sometimes you can buy things where it's like 10 cents an item and every item is trash.
Like
So,
$1 or something or
yeah,
$2.
yeah, it's definitely a gamble, you know? So you're gonna I would say bulk buys are for your resale business once you get established a bit more, because you can kill your business real quickly when you start buying in bulk. But once you get a hang of it, with the individual picking of items, then you can start looking towards bulk stuff. I would suggest.
Basically, when you get to a point where it's still a risk, but the risk won't negatively affect you as much if it doesn't work out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it won't. Once you're established, you can take some chances on those bulk purchases and it won't affect you hardly at all, You just want to make sure you're never overspending. You really want to make sure that you're calculating how much you're spending per item before you hand over the money, And you want to have a good general idea of what items you're buying. So, yeah, I mean, I would say looking back all of last year, I probably threw out half of what I purchased, which I still, though the cost of goods was really cheap. So,
and were those all closed? Were they
all close? Yeah, bulk bales, bulk boxes delivered. I picked them up, but still, it came out to be throwing away about half. Stains, holes, missed, broken zippers, too much pilling. Brands that I don't even pick up. All that was in there.
It's all used. Never bought new. You better never bought new wholesale stuff.
No. Well, I mean, the year before that, I bought storage units with new stuff in it, but that's pretty rare. It's out there. It's just more rare. Yep.
I actually texted Daily Refinement on Instagram. I messaged him and I said that in one of his videos, I saw that he was willing to part of his inventory to sell it to his quote unquote fans. And I was telling him that I was telling him that I was located in his area. I'm 19 years old. Well, now I'm trying to learn more about selling clothes. And he responded a few days later and he said, "Where do you sell on?" I said, "I sell on eBay." And he didn't respond since. So that's a little. But
well, I mean, he's probably getting a lot of direct messages, but that's great that he responded. You can also just follow back with him. That's great that he responded.
You think I should try to, what is that term? What is the English word? Direct it to trying to meet him in person. He says a lot of people that have certain questions or people that are trying to do business with him can meet him at his storage unit in Oakland, which is like 25 minutes driving from here.
Yeah, I don't know if he does his storage units anymore. I think he has an actual location.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
I think he has an actual warehouse. I'm not sure. I haven't followed him in a while, probably over a year.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, so I would just try and say, hey, let's connect. Let's do business together. I'm new in this, but I want to learn. But you're going to have to add a value proposition. You're going to have to say, hey, can I come and work for free for a couple of days or whatever? You're going to have to add value because I'm sure he's very busy and, he probably gets a lot of direct messages. So to show that you're serious, you have to say, hey, can I come in and work for free for a week, learn the ropes, let's do some business, like to buy maybe some of your inventory or whatever. That'd be a great connection since you do live close. You're going to have to catch his attention, right? Because he's got a bigger operation. So there's a lot of moving parts, So I would just say, hey, what value can you bring to him so he can, you can get into the picture of whatever you're trying to get, whether it's inventory or just learning hands-on stuff. That's what I would do. I mean, yeah, if you live close too. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
don't forget, no matter who you buy from, Keenan, that you search every item.
Yep.
I can't hear you, hon. You still have to look at every item, no matter who.
Oh, I'm muted? I didn't know.
Just for 1 second. Let me say one thing real quick. Make sure that you look at every item no matter who you buy from, in any group.
Yep.
I bought many packages from the person I bought the buyout from was a member of a group. And then I did some other stuff on Whatnot, and I bought many items that is somebody from that group. And I just want you to be careful that even Mr. Lynn himself can send some things that are not exactly as described. Okay, so I just hear a lot of excitement with you. I hear a lot of excitement with you, and I want you to be careful. Okay, do your homework and your due diligence.
Yeah. Is that his last name? Chris Lynn? Is that his name?
Yeah, Chris Lynn, or just email him at dailyrefinement.com, whatever. Chris Lynn at Daily Refinement, or Chris at Daily Refinement. It's on every video he's got. You can get a hold of him anytime you want. But yeah, I think you should be more interested in what Bo has to say. I'm just kidding.
Oh no, I mean bulk buy is. I mean you never know if people are gonna rip you off. There's the trick where everyone puts the good stuff on top. I've seen many wholesale where I picked up a stuff, earlier last year where, it was on a Facebook post, and the Facebook post had Rock Revival, Patagonia, Polo Ralph Lauren, all on top. And I'm excited buying it. And then I get home, 2 of the boxes are great. 8 of the boxes are all Walmart stuff. So you really have to look through all of it. At the same time, though, I bought everything for so cheap. So you really need to make sure, if you're not going to look through it all, you need to make sure you're getting it for such a discounted price that it's not a big problem. But if you're paying, big buckets of money for this bulk purchase, and you do come to find out that half of the stuff is trash, then you really need to weigh your options. So if you don't have time to look through the entire purchase, just make sure you're getting it at a price point to where it's not going to be a big, effect on your business. So like I was always lowballing people, but I didn't care because I didn't want to take that unneeded risk. It's either like, you can get this from me now, or it can all go to Goodwill and then I'll go buy it there. So I don't know. When it comes to clothes, it's like, when people are selling in bulk, they're like, who's your end buyer? It's harder to find an end buyer for the people that aren't resellers, full time. They're just like, just want to clear out their closet or whatnot. So yeah, so many strategies. I would just try and pick anyone's brain, to get help. I didn't know if you were talking about Chris, like, because you wanted to go and like see the operation and see how it worked, or I didn't know.
Well, no. That I want both, but I'm saying I want that more even. But I'm saying a little bonus would be, I saw in one of his videos that he does talk about how he has these priority mailboxes. I don't know if they're like large boxes or whatever, and he puts a certain amount of clothes. And I think, from what I understood, in one of his videos, he said either he has $30. He makes sure to get at least $30 of value in items in each box, so that profit can be made on every single one. I don't know if he meant $30 profit or $30 gross value. And my assumption is it's low sell-through rate stuff. Because if it was high sell-through rate stuff and it was just like at a price where you could make significant profit, he'd be selling it himself. So my assumption is he's selling like the what's the English word? Crumbs of his business, kind of.
Yeah,
and even if I did that, like even if I got that a few once or twice a week, a few times a month from him, for me right now, anything is better than nothing. I'm not at a point like you guys where I have so much inventory that I gotta start being optimal about making exactly $20 or more for every single listing like that. And on top of that, I would get his connection, and I get to learn stuff from him. So I see it as a win. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I would try it, but I think at the same time, there's no better way to learn than just picking each individual item and going slow. I have yet to see someone who has a dialed in business because they've bought in wholesale only. Not only is it just higher barrier to entry, it's going to be more money up front. Um, it sounds so nice to have things just come to you and you just list them and they're ready to go. It's just going to be higher, less profit for you to make. So, um, I I always say try it, but don't. It's like prepare for the best or expect the best, but prepare for the worst. Expect that, hey, this could be a great connection, great way to get inventory, but prepare that it could be the worst thing ever. So, yeah, you're in a good spot. I think that's the main thing is like you're in a good spot to be able to find inventory. So, where a lot of people don't have that opportunity. So, but yeah, that's good. I guess, circling back, we will get to Doug. I wanted to see, kind of what building off of your great last year. You had a great last year. What is something that you could see yourself an attainable goal for this year in your business?
I'm just looking for small increases. I think I can. I mean, one goal is to increase my profit by 20%. That'd be about $10,000. So
Mhm.
that would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
My I'm getting pulling up my spreadsheet here. So my
All right.
average profit per sale for the whole year was $13.71. So I'd like to get that up to $15 profit per sale.
Okay.
And like right now, I'm averaging 12 sales a day. But if you look at the year in whole, I only averaged 10 sales a day.
Mm-hmm.
Back in January, I was only selling about 234 items for the month, and then like this month, I had 100 more sales in that. So I'd like to increase that to about 13, at least an average of 13 per day.
Yeah. Okay. How do you think we'll be able to get there? You've been sourcing as best as you can. What do you think is going to entail with increasing 20%?
Well, I mean, the store, I'm already at the start of it because my store is larger than it was last year. So by just continuing to list 14 items a day and,
Mm-hmm.
Listing better items than I did last year,
Yeah.
It should just naturally occur.
Mm-hmm. It will. I mean, isn't it crazy how different your store was this time last year?
Yeah. I mean, I learned so much with this Patreon, with this group. I mean, it was like 9 months ago, I think I came onto it, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to price my items. I was trying to be like one of the lowest, so my stuff would show up on the first page, and
Yeah.
I wasn't making.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So once you showed me how to price it, and it actually sold for better prices.
Yeah.
It was just off to the races then because I just started pricing everything out at the average price point, and I was kind of amazed at how much more profit I made as a result.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I remember. I think it was a North Face sweater or jacket you had for I think under $10, and there was nothing wrong with it. And I was like, man, I might go shopping in your store. You got some good deals. But it is crazy how that change. Because I had the same mentality. It was like, I'm just gonna price it at the bottom because that's gonna sell. And it's like, yeah, it will work for some stuff, but for the majority of items, there's a certain market demand, right? And we want to fall into that demand. And now you've definitely. I mean, I don't know what you were sourcing at the beginning of the year, but lately, those last 6 months, you've been sourcing everything is like a pickup in my eye, that you're putting into your store. So now let's see how that looks over the course of this year. I don't think you're wanting to list anymore, right? Like, because we're working full time as well.
Yeah.
You think you just
my goal is just to consistently, list 100 a week,
Yeah.
which turns out to be 14 a day. And,
Yeah.
And just kind of keep a good work-life balance,
Mhm.
and also to make it easier, to get those 100 listings up in
Yeah.
a shorter period of time, and just to get the reps in and get the experience so that it's quicker and easier. I'm niching down. I was going to sell some hard goods, but I just don't have time, and my wife doesn't have time either. She's busy with the clothing and the shoes, so I'm liquidating all my hard goods. I got a guy coming over Wednesday. He's going to get some dirt cheap, prices on
Nice.
awesome stuff. But like I got a Griswold Dutch oven. I'm going to sell them for $10, and I got a Magna Light roaster. I'm going to sell them for $10. And
There we go.
a Ping golf bag for $10. Those are all $100 items. So yeah, he's going to get a good deal. But I'm just going to get rid of it, and I'm just going to keep life simple. Just do the clothes and some occasional shoes, and just niche down even further.
Okay. So you want to increase profit, stay at the same amount, 14 a day. Would you be happy? What do you see like as far as your numbers? You're going to increase profit, so you might sell a little less, but would you be happy if you did the same amount of numbers this year, or?
Well, I wouldn't really be happy unless I saw some kind of an increase. I think I can increase my profit by 20%.
It's still to sell the
probably,
same, yeah.
Yeah, and list the same number of items,
Mm-hmm.
just because my store's bigger and because I'm picking up better items.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what you're almost at 2,000, I think, right?
Yeah, almost 8. I'm at 1,800
Okay.
items. And I'm starting to really hold out for better offers as well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like on the women's plus size tops, because there's not a ton of profit in those.
Yeah.
I'm starting to list a lot of them at $15, even though that might be a little more than the market, and not accept anything under $12. That way I can make a minimum $10 profit on some of these no-name plus size tops.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question.
Yep.
Yeah, Doug. So you said you have 1,800 items in your store, correct?
Yes.
And that's because you have a bunch that haven't been selling, correct?
It ranges. I got some older stuff that's been out there for a year and a half. I got, most of my recent stuff sells within 90 days.
And okay, I'm referring specifically to your older stuff because I have some older things too that I would have a much better, is it conversion rate or sell-through rate? I forget the exact difference of those two, but I would have a much better ratio of how many items I list a day to how many I sell a day. Right now, on average, I list 10 a day. I sell 2 to 3. It would be 5 or 6 of me selling a day if it was all of my new stuff. But I still have a lot of leftover, old, lower quality inventory that is either sub $10 or very, very low through sell-through rate. So my question is all your old stuff not selling because it's just like horrible sell-through rate, or because you just, like you said, you don't want to let it go for under that $12 mark?
Well, it is selling. It's just taking longer to sell.
Right. So the sell-through rate.
Periodically, I'll look at it, make sure I have it priced right, make sure my listing is good, make sure my title structure is good, my photos are good, make sure I have the measurements in there and all that good stuff. And you just have to be super patient with clothing is what I'm finding out. It's it takes a long time. It takes years. I mean, I started 2 years ago, so it just takes years to build up your store. And for you to make good profits on like most of your sales, you have to just be extremely patient.
Yeah. It is building this business is all about patience, you know. I mean, I still have items in my store when I first started. I think my oldest item is over 2.25 years old. So you just got to relook at the items that you first brought into your business and go, okay, why aren't these selling? And maybe reconsider never picking those items up again. But that's just how you learn. 1,800 items, it may sound like a lot, but when it comes to clothing, unless you're picking up home runs every time, which is really hard to do, you are going to have to build some sort of like foundation of items that are like those, what they say, bread and butter items that just continually bring in those base hits, So, yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see how your store performs. Let's see if we could get it to like 2,500 by the end of the year and just see how it is, I mean, you're listing 14 a day, and then with Poshmark too, you're probably going to be above 14 a day by the end of the year. I'm thinking, or more.
That would be great.
Yeah.
If I can list 14 and sell 14, then I can get even, more stringent with the offers.
Yep.
Maybe price my items up just a hair higher.
Yeah.
And build the store and I mean that would be really nice.
Very good. That's awesome. I mean, we're all encouraged by what you find and how your store is and all the metrics. So it's really good. Did you end up hitting I don't know what your sales were, but did you get close to 6 figures on gross or?
Yeah, I just barely made it.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Yeah. I looked at it today. I added up Poshmark and eBay, and I was like, at 100,500.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, very cool. I did 178 in 2022, and I did 177 last year, so 1,000 less. So it's good. We all have our different goals, though. But when you start to see, those bigger numbers come in, you're like, okay, this is possible. Now, how can I just scale it at my own management growth? Like, how can I continue to build upon this? Like, I'm happy doing the same amount that I did the year before because I worked a lot less. I wasn't doing 50 listings a day. Now I have help. I have a lister. So it's much more sustainable, and next year this year if it's 170, that's fine because I know I'm not killing myself doing that, right?
It's, I mean, even with me being at it just 2 years, it's just night and day difference how much easier it is now compared to when I started.
Yeah.
Because when I started, it's like, how do you sell clothes? It's like you can't sell clothes anyway. You sell profit in it, and they never sell.
It's like a whole different language. Yeah.
But now, I mean, we're at the bins and we're going through all the bins, and we're have a much better idea of what to get and what to avoid, and what stains we can get out and what stains we can't, and how much dog hair is too much dog hair.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all that becomes more clear once you deal with it over and over again. And I think we talked about this the other week, but it's like, I pass up stuff with hair on it, pilling. I just don't want to be dealing with that stuff anymore. Like like I said, my fabric shaver is covered in spider webs now because I don't use it. I'm like, oh, it fell behind the board, and I was like, there it is. I just don't use it, so not like I used to. And the lint rollers I have on an Amazon subscription, and I just now canceled it, and I have probably 60 lint rollers that I don't really use ever. So, where I used to use them a lot, but now I just don't pick up stuff with hair on it because I don't want to be in the shop lint rolling. You really got to wonder how much time am I spending on this when I could just spend that time looking for another item that's clean. So. Yeah. Jared, I wanted just to hear your goals for this year and how we can help. What do you think one goal for this year is?
Oh, And get the lister going here soon.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Well, we added the new lister. He's the one oh I think you had talked with him. But yeah,
yeah,
he's much faster.
okay.
Different price, but
Yeah, I know.
yeah, just figure out what you want to do. You have been, other than just a few days of missing last year, you did 10 a day for pretty much every day. How many
Yeah.
days do you think you miss? Like in total of 365 days, how many did you miss? Do you think?
Probably 20.
See, yeah, that is great. That's great.
Well,
That's really good.
My ASP's at $25 for the year.
And that's amazing.
$25.70 actually.
I wonder what it was in January last year.
It's probably pitiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I would like to more than double my sales.
Mm-hmm.
When I figure everything out, cost of goods and everything, I made $8,000, which is about $9 per item.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which isn't horrible, but I'm only getting 2.3 sales per day. I'd like to jump that up to 6. And actually, my ASP in January was $24.27.
Okay.
So it didn't go up that much.
It didn't go up very much. Okay. Yeah. But you probably sold more than in January. So,
Yeah.
and then also remember probably the first half of your items. I think you're at around 1,500 now or so.
Yeah, I got about 1,360. I was going to ask you about subscriptions. Do I need to jump my? I don't know how to tell what I paid in 25-cent fees. Can you tell me how to go look at that?
Yeah, you're just going to go to your account, in your account settings, and then there's a button there. Yeah, you click on your name.
Okay.
Yeah. And then basically you're going to see like subscriptions. Yeah, and then subscriptions. And that will tell you everything. You basically just got to do the math. You got to see, is it worth upgrading, or do I just keep paying that 30-cent insertion fee?
Well, I know I'm paying the $21.85, but I don't know how many 25-cent fees I paid. That's what I'm curious about.
I didn't have to switch to the next level until I got to like 3,000 items, 2,000 or 3,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when it made more sense to upgrade. But it's a pretty big jump, 21 to 59.
Yeah,
I think
it's
the
like
next.
$60.
Yeah. So I'd stay there for a while until you start paying like $40 a month in those insertion fees.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So right now you said you're using the $60 a month one?
Yeah.
And how many listings do you make an average on a day?
20 a day.
20 a day. And what is it's like you save 30 cents on a listing or something?
Yeah, if you don't exceed the amount, yeah.
I assume you've done the math, which is probably why you pay for it, because it's worth it to you. How much money do you save for in your instance? 30 a month on average.
Well, yeah, I get 10,000 listings a month.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't have to pay. I don't pay just the subscription fee. When you go over your listing limit on your subscription plan, that's when they start charging you the extra.
25 cents per item.
Yeah.
If you go over your number.
Yeah.
And the number for mine is 1,000, and I'm at 1,300 and something.
And that's the amount of items in your store plus the amount you list every month.
So okay, I thought the 30 cents thing was only.
No, you're talking about the 30-cent final value fee. That has nothing to do with what we're discussing right now. We're talking about the listing.
Yeah,
when
the
you
insertion.
Have a basic store, you get 1,000 items for free,
mm-hmm.
and then anything over that 1,000 items, they charge you 25 cents per item to list it.
Okay, that makes sense. I was confused.
No, yeah, there's so many fees. Yeah,
very confusing.
Yeah. Osvaldo, I wanted to connect with you and see what is a goal for you this year. I know you just kind of joined the group, but I wanted to see what your goal was for this year so we can help you reach it.
I want to be doing 10 listings every day.
Okay.
It's a lot of different goals like within my business, but keeping it at 10
Okay.
listings a day. Sourcing better inventory. And then focusing more on like title structures. I feel like just being in this group, there's already like a few critiques that I'm like, okay, I need to work on those and then incorporate them in
Mm-hmm.
my goals.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah.
We're doing 10.
It just gets better with time. How many are you listing a day now?
Well, it was ranging. It was like 5, close to like 7, but 10 was like where I want to be.
Okay. Cool. And then how many items in your store right now?
Let me just double check. It's exactly 300.
Okay. Cool. I mean, yeah, you're still getting going, so you're gonna get faster. You're gonna get better, but then maybe make it a thing to you where maybe once you hit a certain amount of listings, if you want, you can reach out to one of our listers and maybe have them help you with your listings, or um, whatever your bottleneck is in your business. I would just have that hope that, hey, I could hire this process out. Most of the times it's listings, but I would just continue to put in work in your business, continue to refine the quality of the items that you put in your store. Everything else will come, because if you look at my titles when I first started were terrible. It just took a lot of time to refine it, to get it, and to learn the keywords on what to plug in, yeah.
Sure.
And you're here, so you're gonna learn.
Yeah, that's definitely why I reached out to you and Marcus, but I just didn't realize like how important like title structure was. Like
Yeah.
when you just jumble words around, like you're not really optimizing the search engine. You're just kind of
Right.
just there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, you're here, and ask questions anytime. And for those on YouTube, if you guys have questions, let us know, because this is going to end. If you're catching the replay, just leave a comment and I will answer it. But yeah, Jared, you asked evening calls. The evening call will be on Monday, and it will be business focused, less talking about the intricate details of Ann Taylor loft blouses and Gloria Vanderbilt pants. We'll just be talking more big picture business building ideas. We'll be deep diving into our numbers in our business and kind of getting some good ideas of how we can make changes in our business to improve upon them. So that's what the Monday call will be focused on. And then we also will have that Wednesday private call between Marcus and I. And then Marcus will do Tuesday through Friday calls in the morning. And then, oh yeah, so that's a great question. You asked about the vision board. We can definitely go over building some type of vision board, vision list, something that we can have for ourselves as individuals to look to, so we can be aware that, hey, we're making progress towards something. You got to have a vision. You got to have something in plain sight to be able to be pointed towards, right? In a vision board could be many things. It could just be pictures of things that you're like, yeah, or it could be written down. We all learn different, but yeah, we can focus on things like that on this Monday evening call. Yeah, to keep you on track. Absolutely. Does anyone have any questions before we jump off? Otherwise, we'll catch you tomorrow in the morning. All right. Appreciate you guys. We will see you tomorrow in the morning. Happy New Year, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.